going to try and do a little recording today, and mainly just going to try and show y'all kind of my route density, I guess. I've got about 18 yards for this weekend. I want to do some today and do a few tomorrow, and my sciatic nerve and stuff still bother me an awful lot, and I'm going to do the harder stuff tomorrow, try and get my helper to help me. And if he can't for some reason, it still won't be too bad to do what I got left by myself tomorrow. I'm just trying to do a little bit at a time. But about to leave the house now, and right over there is one of my properties, and not even 100 yards, well, maybe about 100 yards up the road, there's another one. So I'm going to try and show y'all kind of my route density from, let's see, this road here goes out and meets the main road going into town, I guess you could say. I think from here to town going by the main highway is 7 miles, or well, it's probably about 10 miles, because to where this road comes out on the main highway, it's 3 miles. To go by the main highway to the same point, it's like 6 miles. But anyway, I got one there, got one there. Go up here to the intersection, cut down, I've got 2 more. I've got one little bitty one I don't even really count. That's just weeded around a grave plot in a graveyard. It's right about in the same area. And then the rest of them are in town. So within 6 miles I've got 4. And then once I'm in town, I'll try and show y'all kind of just a general area, I guess, as I drive through or something, I don't know. But through the main drag of town, I think it's like 1.5 miles or whatever, and that's where really most of my customers are. I've got a few down this way in the next town over, but not many. But I really concentrated this year on route density, and I think it's really paid off. The improved efficiency with the zero turn definitely helped as well. But anyway, I'm going to get driving, and I'll probably pick this thing back up about the time I get into town and kind of point out where some of them are and kind of give you an idea of how good my route density is. It's not, I still don't think it's that great compared to you all in the subdivisions and whatnot, but I think it's pretty good. I run a 20-mile loop usually. I've tried to keep everything on this end on 1 week, and then my stuff out further outside of this town on another week. But I've got weeklies in this town, so I end up having to run the same 20-mile loop anyway. But anyhow, I'll get going and I'll try and film a little bit here and there. If not, at least I got this much in to explain what's going on. Alright, so we're about to head into town, and my first yard is going to be across this bridge here. It's over in there. You might get to see it, that log home. I've made videos there before. I've mowed it before, and the last so many years I haven't mowed it. Somebody else has been, but he got out doing lawn care, and he still works for the customer, but I do the lawn care at that property now. And then we're coming into town. Okay, I started a new video because I thought I'd get hung up here at the red light, and I didn't want to use a whole lot of battery power. This thing, I don't know how long the battery may last on it. But come through the red light, and of course traffic is slow, but this road where this black car is, I have a commercial where this, that road back in there, there's a commercial back in there. It's just a like a warehouse lot. I've been doing it for a few years, and it's liable to sell here pretty soon, I reckon. But I do it, and then I mow this O'Reilly's right here. Those big wide apartments up there, I do those, and on the other side of them there's another property. This road is 421, takes you into Kentucky. I actually have a property almost to the Kentucky line up in there that I'm doing just temporarily. I'm just finishing the season out. One of the guys I work with, his son is having back surgery and can't mow, so he probably can now, but I've been doing his for him since he's been down. So I've got two up there on the hill, one back there, and then I'm just showing the general area. I'm not showing where the exact yards are, but right down there, down that intersection, I have a yard down there, and straight across the road there's an apartment that I actually just spray. There's no yard, I just spray what grows there. One of these is up here on this hill. The quickest way to get to it is actually go up through there. But right across the road from it is another apartment for the same customer. I've got like 4 apartment buildings that I mow for a customer, and then another apartment building that's his I actually do for the people that are living there are paying me to do it. It's a duplex. You'll see the general area where it's at here pretty soon. But we're about to come on another one I'll show y'all. And the four-wheelers can drive on the road because there is a pretty popular trail behind the park up in here. But I need to get video of this place. That place right there is probably my most dangerous one to do with zero turn. I mow that. And then that white 2-story house right there, I mow it. I hope it don't rain. It's looking like it's gonna rain. Not supposed to. They're putting in a new sidewalk from the end of the sidewalk to the hospital. But that apartment, brick apartment down there I do, and then there's a house beside it that I do. And then we may be able to see it. And I'll probably cut the video until I get into the next area. Alright, right over there, that blue roofed white duplex, I mow that. And from here it's probably not even quite a quarter of a mile until we're outside of town, and I get on a back road and I've got 2 up in there. Once I'm up in that area, I'll kind of, well, I don't know, I probably won't show, because I mean, it's from here to the road that cuts up, it's probably 3/4 of a mile, and then up in there it's probably a mile to the farthest one, and then probably half a mile to the one. So, and there between both of them, it's probably about a mile. So it's not far up in there, but it's steep. It's difficult driving because it's so steep up in there. But after that, that's all I've got in this town. I have to drive like 7 miles or whatever down the 4-lane to the next town, which I'm not doing today. I'm just doing what's on this end, just the easy stuff today. But I'd have to show how everything is down that way some other time. Everything down that way is more spread out, but like I say, I run a 20-mile loop every week, which I'll end up having to run it tomorrow, which I know from you know, that's not the best way to do it right now, but like I say, I'm hurt. My helper can't help me on weekdays because he actually works for another lawn care company through the week and then helps me on Saturdays. And what I've got left for tomorrow is my more difficult stuff that I would rather have help on. But if I can't get him, like I said, at least I got over half of my shit done today, so I'll be in better shape for tomorrow. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Won't be long, I'll be at one of these properties up in here. I'm not going to do the other one. I know that makes it even worse on the route density or whatever, because I'm driving up in here twice. But the one, I trimmed the entire yard. It's hard to get a mower in there. About the only thing you can get in there is a push mower, and I do not push mow, but it's just easier to trim it. But anyway, that gives you an idea of my route density, and you can kind of see a few of my yards. Alright, so that wrapped up the first one. It took me about an hour or so to do, but it's a big yard, but it's super easy. There's not a whole lot of trimming, but the trimming is really spread out, so there's quite a bit of walking for what trimming there is. But I actually didn't even trim this time. I just mowed and kind of mulched up the leaves. The trimming was so short, I didn't bother. But I figured I cut it a little bit shorter than usual too. I figured one more cut, probably 2-3 weeks from now, and that'll be the end of it. And of course, I'll do a full trimming and mulch up the leaves, whatever leaves there are, and everything. So that's one down. I'm about to go to another one. I'll probably trim it. I'm not sure. I probably won't be able to get away with not. Excuse me. I probably won't be able to get away with not trimming it. But really small yard. Takes me by myself like 15-20 minutes to do, and it is a weekly. The one I just now done was a weekly. The last time or two I've been doing it every 2 weeks because it's been slowing down a lot on growing. But this next one's a weekly. It'll probably be the last time it'll be done weekly. It'll probably go to every 2 weeks for 1, maybe 2 more cuts. Then after that, I've got the furthest one away on the list today is the one up toward Kentucky, and I'm not going to do any trimming up there because I figure probably 1 more cut on it too, and I'll trim then and be done with it. And most of my customers, well, a lot of my customers are really lax on trimming. A lot of them let me trim just every other time or even once a month. But after I do the one up toward Kentucky, I got another one. But I'm actually going to do one before it. So I got 2 more in town, then I'm going to go toward Kentucky, then come back to town to do some. So this one after one I'm about to do, I'm just going to mow, I'm not going to trim. I may blow the leaves around a little bit and mulch them up some. It's another customer that lets me weed eat just every other time. Then the last one in town is my commercial property. There's very, very little weed eating there because I spray everything else. So do it, and it'll probably be mowed 1 more time, then that'll be it. Then I got the log house. It's weekly. This will probably be the last weekly mow for it too. And then after that, I've got the one that's only 100 yards up from my house. And the way it's been growing, it'll probably end up staying on a weekly schedule. I don't know yet, but everything I'm doing today, I'm either not even weed eating at all, or there's very little weed eating. Tomorrow, everything I'm going to do has got more weed eating and more work to it. So, and it's getting cloudy big time. I don't think it's supposed to rain today, but it's kind of looking like it might. Hope it don't. But get a little shot of the valley down through there. But anyway, I'm gonna get to this next one, and I don't know what all I may film in between or whatever. I may film on the way up to that one toward Kentucky or something, I don't know. But anyway, I'll see y'all later. I didn't get a good look at the back of it, but there's the apartment that I do. Weed eat the entire thing. But I just got done the two that I talked about, and I'm about to go up toward this one, or up to this one toward Kentucky, and do it. Then do my commercial, the log home, the little bitty trim job, and the one up by my house, and I'll be done for today. So I'll see y'all later. I just passed the turnoff to the yard that I done last year. I didn't think about showing it until after I done passed it, but the only reason that I took on this yard up in here is because it's like I said, a guy I worked with, his son was needing help, so I went ahead and took it on because of that. But and it started working out good because he lets me, you know, skip the trimming, and especially either some of the trimming or all the trimming. This time I'm skipping all trimming because everything's growing so slow right now. We trimmed the last time, but so it works out. I didn't charge enough, but his dad actually gave me a little bit extra the last 2 mows or so. But so I took this one because of that. But last year, like I said, I didn't show the turn off, but it's about a mile outside of town, maybe not even that much, but it's probably a mile and a half, 2 miles, maybe more, to the other yard that I done last year. And it was an every 2-week yard, and it growed like crazy. And if I had it this year, I wouldn't even be able to do it with zero turn, at least not a big portion of it, because it was steep. But that's what I tried to avoid this year. I had one customer, I've actually dropped them. They recently told me that the last time I mowed, they told me that's probably the last time for the year. And older couple, love them to death, but I was not making no money on that yard. I quoted it way too low. When I got it when I first started, I didn't go up on the price, and I'm sure they wouldn't have paid it even if I did. They asked me at the beginning of the season if the price would be the same or not, and I said yeah. The reason I didn't go up is because last year I left them kind of high and dry because of my back. This year I only skipped them like 1 week. It's not been that bad due to my back this time around. But anyway, that yard is steep, slide around everywhere, and first to go dry when it's dry, first to go dormant. It's just not a money making yard. And I told them I was going to have to go up on the price. I told them I'd have to go from 60 to 80, which is a big jump, I know, but I had to. That's where I'd have to be at to make money on it. And they said they wouldn't be able to have me mow next year, so it is what it is. But had to do what you gotta do. But this route is actually, if I kept going the way I was going, I would eventually end up in Harlan, Kentucky, which is where my Deere dealer is. Which, of course, I didn't buy my zero turn from a dealer. I bought it from an individual that was selling it. I talked about that. But about 30-minute drive to my Deere dealer. But anyway, had a little information, I guess you could say, on a couple on the yard I used to do and just whatnot. And like I say, I tried to avoid these out of the way yards. I know really, you know, if you get a yard somewhere and you eventually end up getting more in that area, and if I'd kept that yard, I could have gotten more. I actually had 2 or 3 people kind of up in this area this year ask me about mowing, but I know what this kind of area is like. I mean, for one, it's a poorer part of the county, and 2, a lot of hills, and that's another thing I was trying to avoid. Places where there's a lot of weed eating. And 2, now that I got the zero turn, I got to be very selective on what I take, even though I do stuff that is not the easiest of yards by any means with the zero turn, but I make it work. But I'm here at the next property. The one, like I said, is up toward Kentucky. I knew he's going to end up being thin. I don't know if he's home or not. I think talk to him and see, but I ain't got his number. I should have called his dad and asked him about to get a hold of him. Oh shit! But I'll cut it and then we'll see, probably 2 or 3 weeks out, about what we're going to do. Maybe I'll try and cut it a little shorter this time too. But anyway, I'm about to get to work and I'll see y'all in a bit. Alright, so just wrapped up the log cabin. About to do my little bitty trim job and mow the one up the road from my house and call it a day. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, I guess. And appreciate y'all watching. I guess I'll see you all later. Alright y'all, so I'm done. Started at about 11, it's almost 5 now, so that's what, 6 hours? 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, whatever it is. I'm tired, I'm sore. Oh. So about 5, 6 hours solo, mostly skipping weed eating. $365 for today. I know that my prices could be better on some properties or whatever, but I think I do pretty good, especially doing part-time. So I'm happy with that. I'll do some more tomorrow. I'll have to pay out a little bit for my helper. It shouldn't take us no more than, I would think, 6 hours or so tomorrow. Then we'll be done. But anyway, I'll see y'all later.